Welcome, Descendants! A short trailer for Season 3 of the First Descendant dropped during the Summer Game Fest event. Codenamed Breakthrough, the new season is scheduled to go live on August 7th. This is about a month later than most of the player base was expecting, so it's understandably been met with a very mixed response. I'd like to talk about the positives and negatives that I see. Not just related to the delay, but also to some of the commentary we've seen from the development team over the past few months. Then I'll chat a bit about the actual content of the trailer. Let's get some of the negatives out of the way up front. The game has been in a bit of a content drought since April, following the release of Season 2, Episode 2 in mid-March. Besides a new Ultimate Descendant and an updated endgame boss fight, most of the updates since then have involved updating the new player experience, adding gameplay systems to support content that doesn't exist yet, and adding new skins and emotes. So the player base is likely to experience ongoing attrition from the delay. Another major negative is that the trailer is a pre-rendered cutscene with no actual gameplay footage. It all looks fantastic, but we don't know how the new gameplay is going to look or feel yet. When we look at the studio's track record for their updates so far, players typically have been able to complete the new content in less than a week. Will Season 3 be different? It takes a leap of faith to believe they'll deliver both the quality and quantity that will satiate the player base. In the developer statement that followed the release of the trailer, there are a few comments that give me some trepidation. They talk about conducting a focus group test in early July, which suggests to me that they may still be in development mode. It feels like 2 months out, they should be past that, instead dealing with things like gameplay balance, bug fixes, etc. I suspect they're still very much deciding what will be included on launch day versus what will be pushed back to future mini-updates over the course of the season. On the positive side, the delay is hopefully a sign that they're dedicated to delivering on quality. The line in the developer statement that gives me the most hope is this: Season 3 is a major update that includes large-scale new content and structural expansion of the game. If you combine this with some of the language they've used over the past few months, it feels like they're keenly aware of some of the game's current issues and are working to address them. They had also announced they'll be dropping support for older generation consoles, which may have been a technical barrier holding them back on releasing certain content in the past. I really think they understand that Season 3 needs to not only bring old players back, but attract new players as well. I definitely noticed that the trailer avoided saying Season 3, suggesting they're almost treating it like a new release. And the trailer itself, it does look great. I was interested in some of the story moments that it hints at. The opening shows the new Wallcrasher Colossus just outside what looks like Albion to me, followed by a scene with Nell looking around in dismay at the destruction during a battle. Then we cut to who I think might be Inez with a different hairstyle, with plenty of scars. Could we see an updated Albion with some battle damage following the updates in the Season 3 storyline? They also showed several short clips of characters in the rain. One of Bunny removing her helmet, and another near the end of who I think is Nell. So will we be getting environmental and weather effects as well? We also see plenty of shots of the hoverbike, many of which suggest their use could go beyond just transportation in the field. Showing us so much combat with characters riding the hoverbike in the trailer would be a misstep if you can't do this in the actual gameplay. And finally, the end shows what looks like Nell in a dream sequence. I'm thinking this could be foreshadowing something ominous coming for Alpha. So to summarize my thoughts, I have a lot of trepidation, but some hope that they really stick this landing. The game needs an influx of returning and new players to gain traction beyond its core player base. If you've thought about picking up the game, it's a pretty good time to start. Over the past few months, they've made some improvements to the new player experience, made grinding for new characters and weapons a little less daunting, and you'd have plenty to keep you busy until August. If you're looking for some info on getting a start in the game, I have both a new player guide and a hard mode guide here on my channel. They're a little out of date, but the majority of the info is still relevant. You can check out all of my First Descendant content over on my website at RileyEntertainment.com. Stay tuned to Riley Entertainment and smash that like button if you enjoy my content.